Before the African sun ignites the endless savanna, survival has already begun. Every shadow hides a hunter, every breath carries the scent of danger, and every new day demands another battle for life. To many, Africa is the kingdom of lions. Yet beneath the towering grasses, countless smaller lives quietly shape the balance of this extraordinary ecosystem. Among them lives a banded mongoose. Their world revolves around cooperation. Every adult shares the responsibility of protecting and feeding the next generation. Unlike many mammals, young mongooses are often cared for by the entire group. Their survival depends not on strength alone, but on unity. Several hundred meters away, another survivor carries a very different burden. One of Africa's toughest mammals is slowly being defeated by one of its smallest enemies. The honey badger is feared for its courage, powerful jaws, and remarkable resilience. Yet even this fearless animal cannot simply ignore thousands of blood-feeding parasites. Ticks attach themselves deep within the fur, piercing the skin with specialized mouthparts. They may remain for days, feeding continuously while weakening their host. A handful of ticks causes little harm. Thousands can drain blood, spread disease, trigger infections, and consume precious energy needed simply to survive. The exhausted honey badger scratches relentlessly against dry earth and thorny shrubs. Relief never comes. Every movement only stirs another wave of irritation. For a predator built to confront venomous snakes, invisible parasites have become an unexpectedly relentless opponent. As the morning warms the grasslands, the mongoose family leaves its den to forage. Sharp eyes constantly scan the ground for insects, eggs, and anything edible. Then, something unusual catches their attention. An animal that should be moving confidently now lies almost motionless beneath an acacia tree. The mongooses approach cautiously. Every instinct warns them to remain alert. Even a weakened honey badger is capable of defending itself with astonishing force. Instead of aggression, they discover opportunity. Tiny, swollen ticks cover nearly every accessible patch of skin. One by one, the mongooses begin removing the parasites. Each tick becomes a protein-rich meal, while the burden upon the honey badger gradually begins to disappear. The honey badger remains remarkably still. Every tick removed eases the relentless irritation that has stolen both strength and precious energy for countless days. Across the natural world, relationships like this quietly unfold every day. Neither species has planned this encounter, yet both stand to gain from the exchange. Biologists describe such interactions as mutualism. One participant gains nourishment, while the other escapes a burden that threatens its health and survival. Minute after minute, fewer parasites remain. The honey badger's breathing steadies, and the constant twitching of irritated muscles slowly begins to fade. For the mongooses, every parasite is another valuable source of protein. Small prey like these help sustain the enormous energy demands of raising hungry young. The balance seems almost perfect. One animal recovers, another family secures another meal. Neither realizes that a far greater danger is already approaching. Deep inside the abandoned den, the scent of vulnerable newborns drifts silently through the underground tunnels. For many predators, scent is more reliable than sight. It reveals hidden prey long before a single movement can be detected. Gliding almost without sound, a black cobra follows the invisible trail with astonishing precision.
Every flick of its tongue samples the chemical language of the air. A snake's forked tongue collects microscopic scent particles before delivering them to the Jacobson's organ, allowing astonishing accuracy in locating prey. The cobra is neither cruel nor vengeful. It hunts because survival demands energy, and energy can only be obtained by consuming other life. Slowly, the cobra slips into the mongoose den. Inside waits a generation far too young to recognize the danger creeping toward them. One by one, the helpless pups disappear into the predator's jaws. The final youngster is carried away, clenched firmly within the cobra's powerful mouth as it leaves the den. Unaware of the tragedy unfolding only moments away, the mongooses finish removing the final parasites before quietly parting ways with the recovering honey badger. The honey badger rises with renewed strength. Freed from thousands of parasites, each confident step reflects a body reclaiming its lost vitality. Meanwhile, the mongoose family races home, expecting the familiar chorus of eager young voices echoing from the safety of their den. Instead of joyful calls, an unsettling silence fills the entrance. The stillness is so complete that even the wind seems to hesitate. The adults rush inside. Every chamber is searched, every tunnel is explored. Yet the familiar scent of their young has almost completely vanished. Now, those signals have been replaced by the unmistakable scent of a snake. In nature, grief is difficult to measure. Yet the relentless search reflects one of the strongest instincts evolution has ever shaped: the drive to protect offspring. While the mongoose family searches in vain, another trail is quietly being written across the dust of the savanna. Ahead, the black cobra glides steadily onward, its body swollen from a successful hunt. The final mongoose pup remains clenched between its powerful jaws. Not far away, the honey badger moves with remarkable confidence once again. Its powerful muscles no longer struggle against thousands of blood-feeding parasites. Then, the honey badger suddenly stops. Its nose lifts into the warm African air. Countless invisible scent molecules drift upon the breeze, carrying the unmistakable presence of a snake. The honey badger possesses one of the keenest senses of smell among African mammals. Odors reveal stories long before the eyes can confirm them. Step by deliberate step, it follows the scent trail across the grasslands, unaware that destiny is about to connect two lives once again. Beyond a patch of sun-scorched grass, the trail comes to an abrupt end. The honey badger finally sees the black cobra tightening its grip around the last mongoose pup. The snake raises its hood, hissing sharply. The honey badger lowers its body, every muscle prepared for an explosive attack. Cobras depend on speed, precision, and venom. Honey badgers rely on thick skin, powerful jaws, relentless determination, and an extraordinary tolerance to venom, not complete immunity. The first strike flashes forward. The honey badger twists aside at the last instant, immediately closing the distance before the snake can prepare another attack. Again and again, the cobra strikes. Again and again, the honey badger refuses to retreat. Dust erupts as two masters of survival collide. One decisive bite ends the cobra's resistance. Moments later, the struggle is over. The silent grasslands reclaim their calm. The honey badger grasps the lifeless snake and begins the journey home. For its own cubs,
the defeated predator has become a valuable meal. A predator rarely wastes energy. Every successful hunt must provide enough nourishment to justify the enormous risks involved. No gratitude is exchanged. No farewell is spoken. Nature has never depended upon words to maintain its balance. Only hours earlier, tiny parasites weakened a formidable predator. Small mongooses transformed those parasites into food, restoring the honey badger's strength. That restored strength became the difference between life and death in a battle against one of Africa's most dangerous snakes. This is the invisible architecture of nature. Parasitism, mutualism, predation, and decomposition are not isolated events, but interconnected pathways through which energy continually flows. Remove parasites entirely, and countless cleaners lose a food source. Remove predators, and prey populations can grow beyond the land's ability to sustain them. When one link weakens, the consequences ripple outward through the entire ecosystem, often too subtle to notice until balance has already been lost. Every creature, from the smallest tick to the fearless honey badger, carries a role shaped by millions of years of evolution. On the African savanna, survival is rarely written by strength alone. More often, it is written by relationships, fragile, unexpected, and essential to the endless rhythm of life.